Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Houston Rockets beat the New Orleans Pelicans 133 to 113. Great win for the Rockets. Great team performance. Really, this is the way you would have really hoped they played against Oklahoma City Thunder on Saturday night in the not the in-season tournament. It's not called that anymore. The NBA Cup semifinals. Really what you wanted to see from this team. The three-point shooting is what we got from them. Rockets this year have not been that great of a three-point shooting team, but when they have had their bright moments from three this year. They've been an inefficient three-point shooting team this season. But tonight were terrific. One of their best three-point shooting nights of the season. 17 trays for this team tonight, 17 for 39, which is 43%. I think the last game they only made 11 threes on I think it was 45 something attempts, something like that. It was 43 or 45 attempts. So, these last couple, I think in the game before that against Golden State was 6 for 27. So, the Rockets haven't always been best from three this season, but tonight was a good night. Thanks to guys like Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and Jabari Smith Jr. Let's get to Jalen Green right away. Just knew it tonight. Just knew it was going to be this type of night from Jalen. 34 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 13 for 24, and 4 for 10 from 3 for Jalen Green. I had a feeling, I said it in my pregame video, that I just thought that Jalen Green, we're gonna see that kind of night for him in only 32 minutes. That's what he brings us. And I'm gonna tell you why I knew this. I knew this because when Jalen Green gives you the big nights, and the big nights where you need him the most, like in the Vegas game against the Thunder, where if you win, you go to the finals, and your players either get $200,000 or $500,000, because the losing party of that game gets $200,000. So if the Rockets would have won that game against the Thunder, I mean, at least every player on the team gets $200,000. If you win, everybody on the team gets $500,000. So in a game like that where you need him the most, a game like Golden State last Wednesday, you need him the most. That's not where he's coming up big where you need him. 12 points in both those games. What was the game before that? It's very back-to-back game, where one game he's doing great, the next game he's doing bad. Like the last two games he had 12 points. The game before that was 31. Game before that was 14. Game before that was 28 points. The game before that was 9. And the game before that was 41. And I guarantee the next game that Jalen Green has, I really hope it doesn't happen, but I'm guaranteeing that in Toronto, I just don't see Jalen Green having a great night on Sunday night because of the inefficiency we've seen, mostly back-to-back games where one game he has a great game, then the next is bad, then the next is great again. And I just knew tonight with Jalen how he played against the two previous teams in the two big games when the Rockets are back at home with some rest in, going up again. Meaningless game. And the Rockets needed a win tonight, but they're playing a 5-22 Pelicans team. You compare this game to the two previous games the Rockets have played against the Warriors and the Thunder. This game means nothing. But of course, Jalen ends up scoring 34 points tonight with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. 13 for 22. I'm glad my prediction was right, but it is frustrating at the same time that he does so great in this game, and you don't have him do well in the two previous games where you need him the most. But hey, at the same time, maybe this moves up his trade value a little bit. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, if he stays inefficient, it sure as hell doesn't bring up his trade value, because it just shows, it will just continue to show more and more. If he has a bad night in Toronto on Sunday, it just will continue to show he is very inefficient. But I'd love to see. We have not seen it since the beginning of the season. We've not seen it where he has, back-to-back great games. I mean, you want to go over the first couple games of the season, he started off the first, 5 games of the season, 28, 22, 29, 36, 23. But we haven't seen efficiency like that, scoring-wise, since the first 5 games of the season. Since then, if he has a good game, it's before a bad game, and then the next game, it's a bad game. So I'd love to see Jalen have back-to-back great games for the first time since the first 5 games of the season, but I think it's highly unlikely against Toronto on Sunday night, which means hopefully Fred VanVleet in his first game back in Toronto will be able to get some stuff done for the Rockets or Şengün. All right. Speaking of Fred VanVleet, he had 13 points this game tonight, 9 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 for 7 from 3, 3 for 8 from the floor. Look, it wasn't as great. Look, Fred wasn't great tonight, but it wasn't as bad as it was against OKC the other night. Şengün, someone who you compare his game tonight to his game against OKC, completely different. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 10 for 14 from the floor, 0 for 1 from 3. Dylan Brooks, one of his best games this season. I don't think this is his best game this season. I think I think he's reached 30 at one point this year, but still one of his best. 6 for 10 from 3, 10 for 16 from the floor, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists for Dylan. 15 points for Jabari, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 for 6 from 3, 6 for 11. That's another really low rebounding game for Jabari in the last couple games. He had 1 rebound against Golden State, only 2 tonight. That wraps it up for the starters. Amen Thompson, after his great game in Vegas, not very active in this one. Without Tari, Terror Twins, not together tonight. No Tari Eason. Look, I mean, he didn't shoot the ball much, though, if we're going to be fair. 1 for 3 from the floor. He did have one of his season highs in assists with 5 assists, 4 points, 2 blocks, 4 rebounds. Outside of that, bench-wise, Aaron Holiday had a great game, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Reed Shepherd, 15 minutes, had 2 points, 3 rebounds, had a steal, had a block, good defensively for the rookie. Outside of that, some guys got some bench minutes. Steven Adams played 10 minutes, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And then outside of that, Jock Landale played 2 minutes, had a board. Jason Tate played 2 minutes, took a 3, missed a 3, had an assist. Cam Whitmore got 3 minutes. Glad to see this. Cam Whitmore, 2 for 2 from the floor. One of his points was a dunk, but 4 points, 1 rebound. Love to see this with how bad he looked last time we've seen him. But I'm potentially thinking if maybe we'll see what happens with Tari in Toronto on Sunday, but Cam Whitmore could find himself back in the rotation potentially, and I actually wouldn't mind that. We'll see if he can get it going. And especially with the bad 3-point shooting we've seen for most of the year, if Cam can find a shot that he had in his rookie season that he has not had at all in his second season, that definitely could be a big booster to this team off the bench. That really wraps up the Rockets, though. Jeff Green was a DNP tonight. Outside of that, everybody played, besides the ruled-out Tari Eason. The Pelicans, DeJounte Murray had 14, 8, and 5 tonight. CJ McCollum had 18 and 6. Of course, they're still without Brandon Ingram and both Brandon Ingram and Zion and Jose Alvarado and former Houston Rocket Daniel Tice. But the Rockets still get the 20-point win and actually had a bigger. They were up way higher than 20 points in this game. It wasn't way higher, but they were up by bigger than 20 in this game. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets winning 133-113 in the comment section, and peace out. Go Rockets.